count mine. You know. Ask me what I'm doing, just grinding. Haters wanna hate, let them hate, never mind them. Be more bins, tryna reach the next plateau. And I can't stop till I achieve my goals. Keep a couple feet inside the photos. So official with the vibe, you can kick up my zone. Hold on for a minute, let me count mine. You know.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Damian Cryer, and I am back with another video. Thank you all who recently subscribed to the Cryer family. The Cryer family reacts. Thank you guys who recently subscribed to the Cryer family Facebook page, man. And most importantly, guys, thank you again for all the love that you guys are showing me on IG. I don't know what's going on or what's happened recently, but for some reason, my platforms, on all of my platforms, are kind of starting to take off a little bit. For some reason, I don't know if it's something I did, something I didn't do, but I must be doing something right, because every time I wake up, I look at the numbers and they continue to grow. As you guys see, I'm gonna do a seafood boil mukbang for you guys. And I'm gonna just say my grace real quick while my food is cooling off. But I wanna say thank you, Lord, for this food. Thank you for blessing me, Lord, in every area of my life, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to keep myself on the right track. I ask, Lord, that you continue to pray for everyone that's involved in my life. Everyone who watched my YouTube videos, I pray for their safety, their health, their family, their loved ones. I ask you, Lord, as well, to continue to bless them in every area of their life as well, Lord, even at our weakest moment, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Guys, there might be stop, touch, and go in this video because I do have my son, Dion, here. Today is Saturday, so he is with his dad for the next who knows how many days. When I have Dion, I don't know if I'm having him for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, but you know what? It don't even matter as long as he's with me. And you know, Dion, he's a very active kid, so he definitely keeps me on my toes. So I love it. But anyway, I have some corn on the cob here. I have a couple of lobster tails. I have some beef sausage. I have 5 clusters of crab legs. Don't really know what I'm gonna dig into first, but if you guys had to guess, you're probably right. I'm probably going to attack the corn first. So again, if I have to stop and go, it's because my son is here. He's currently taking a nap right now. So I decided to go ahead and take advantage of the opportunity and make a little seafood boil real quick. So we're gonna jump into this, man. See what's up. Ooh, I got the butter here for the dipping sauce, guys. I'm never gonna change. I love corn so much. I'm never gonna change, ever. I don't know why I'm choosing to do this video with the white t-shirt on. But I was actually meaning to change. I was meaning to change shirts before I actually started the video. But again, I know when my little man wakes up, he needs all the attention in the world. So I was like, well, I'm not really gonna change shirts. I would just go ahead and start the video. But aside to getting little man today, I spent the last hour or so online paying my bills, because I pay a lot of my bills online, which is the good thing about like being computer savvy. Certain things like that you don't have to really leave the house for. Lobster tail was on point, man. Also, if you see me throwing stuff to the side, I have a waste basket right here for the garbage or whatever. But you know, I'm the type of person, man, I used to hate paying stuff online. I'm like, people get your information, they can use it, you can get hacked and stuff like that. But I find it really safe. And now for like the last, I'm gonna say, the last year and a half, I've been paying everything online. Only thing I don't pay online is my house note. I actually go to the bank and pay my house note. My children ask me, they say, Dad, why do you pay everything so early? Like, today is actually what? Today is Saturday, September 24th. They said, why don't you ever wait till the first of the month? You always pay stuff like 2 weeks early. Oh man, people, man, I've been homeless before. Any of you watching this video who's ever been in that position, I've been homeless before. In the last apartment I stayed in Indiana. Now, I don't live in an apartment now, even though some people are convinced I live in an apartment. You guys have seen the house inside of my house, I don't know how many times, and the outside. But obviously I don't live in an apartment. But people saying I live in an apartment now. But when I did live in an apartment, part of my lease was that if your utilities get cut off, that was grounds for them to actually evict you. That was grounds for them to actually evict you from your apartment. Now, I don't know if that rule stands the same out here in the good state of Texas, but I have had my utilities turned off before when I lived in my apartment because I was doing like a lot of BS, you know. They wasn't getting turned off because I wasn't paying them because I didn't have the money. They were getting turned off because I had the money and I was procrastinating, like, well, I'll do something else with this money and I'll get an extension. Or I can convince them to wait until my next payday. So now I pay everything way far in advance because I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to ever be homeless, man. I don't ever want to be on the street. I don't want my utilities to be turned off. You know, I got 2 minor children who definitely depend on me. And if something were to happen where they actually had to come and stay with their dad for a while, I would definitely want to know that they're coming here, knowing that everything is, you know, everything is on, is paid, up to date. But the downside to that, sometimes I don't keep track. What I mean by that, sometimes I will overpay something and then I would still pay it again the following month. And the bill collector wouldn't even tell me. All I do is every month I would get an email saying that your light bill was $270 or your water bill was $42 or some weird stuff like that. But they would never tell me that, hey, you actually overpaid, so you ain't gotta pay this month. But there's been times where that actually happened, and guess what? I still paid the bill anyway because I wanted to stay ahead of the game. So as far as my house note, I'm like everybody else in America. My house note usually isn't due until the 1st, but I always pay my house note a week, maybe a week and a half in advance because like, I guess based off of what I've been through in my past life, I have taken some serious losses. I remember when I moved down here to Texas, guys. This was a real story. Those of you who've been following my journey for a long time, y'all know what I'm gonna say is absolutely true. When I moved down here to Texas, I had to literally stay with I had to stay with my kids. You know, I had to sleep in their guest room. And it's no secret. I mean, I'm not embarrassed about it. But when I moved down here, you know, after quitting my job, and let's just say fast forwarding, the apartment that I moved in down here, my kids were actually paying the rent as a way to help me, you know, get off the ground and help me get on my feet when it came to, you know, YouTube. So what happened was something that happened where I ended up getting put out of my own crib. And so I had to go stay with them. And that was a huge blessing for me. So when I finally got out on my own, I decided I didn't want to look back anymore. I didn't want to move in with anybody anymore. I didn't want anybody moving in with me. And I guess you can say I have been mentally scarred because I felt like, and this ain't to drag anyone. So if you're watching this video to see if I'm gonna be dragging someone, you're definitely on the wrong channel. This is just to tell my story, guys. This is just for me to tell my life story. In my lifetime, guys, I have been put out 2 homes that I actually lived in, paid rent, bills, and I've been, put out, and after a while, when you get tired of getting put out, and I'm not gonna say every time I was put out that it was the other person's fault. There's things that I've done too that caused myself to be put in positions that I was forced to be in. And other people had to make decisions, that was better for everyone. So I'm not gonna sit here and say the last 2 places that I was put out by a female was exactly their fault, because I played a huge role. But what I am saying is when you get put out of someone's home, man, it hurts. And then you become homeless. And I don't want to be like, when it happened for me, I was like in my early 40s. And then the second time it happened to me, I was in my late 40s. And it's like, man, I don't want to keep going through that. I'm too old for this. I want to be able to have a place that's stable for me, where I'm not moving around constantly. Y'all know how annoying that is to like have to constantly move. And your kids that visit you, they gotta constantly see, man, my dad moved in here, my dad moved in here, my dad. On my part, it shows like I'm unstable. And I don't want my children to ever feel like, damn, my dad is unstable. Like, my children, they have to see stuff on YouTube that's gonna be there for years. And a lot of stuff that's on YouTube that was said about me or put out there about me, most of it wasn't even true, literally. Most of it wasn't even true, literally. But it's like they have to live with that. They have to live with seeing that stuff. So that's the reason why, like, I pay my bills ahead of time. I make sure everything is paid, like literally. I won't go splurging. Well, that's a lie. I'll splurge and go out to eat to a nice restaurant from time to time. But I won't do it unless I know my home is taken care of, because at the end of the day, when all goes bad, everybody turn their back on you, which is not a situation that I'm in right now. I'm just saying, if I know I have my home I can come to, I know that I have my own home I can come to. I don't have to ask anybody for nothing. You ever live with someone, right? Like, this is true. Like, you ever live with someone and you're excited because, okay, I got somewhere to live now, I'm good. And then, the very first part of living with someone and moving in with someone, the person that you're living with, they have to start getting adjusted to the fact that, okay, this person's living with me now. Are they clean? Are they gonna put the toilet seat down? Are they gonna pick up after themselves? Are they gonna leave dishes in the sink? And that's what that person's thinking about that you're living with. But then you're also thinking to yourself, it's kind of awkward living with someone, knowing that they say, oh, you can eat anything you want. You can eat whenever you want, go grab something. But it's always an odd feeling when you walk to someone else's refrigerator and you get this and get that, because you never know what that person is thinking. And I just feel like being my age, it would be hard for me to do that. I will admit, when I lived with the Prince family, it was a really good experience. I mean, I woke up around my kids every day, my grandkids. It was nice. But when you live with someone, you also have rules that you have to follow. You know what I'm saying? You have to have rules, and and with those rules is respect. Like, you can't just live with someone and think that you can walk in their house all times of the night, weird hours in the morning. You just can't do that, because you have to always keep in mind that living with someone comes with rules. And that was, it was different for me, but I was up for the task. But what was really hard for me is going 3 years of living by myself, depending on just me, to being in this big old state. I'm like, man, having to go and depend on someone else. That's the whole thing for me. And that's why, like I said, guys, like, anybody who knows me personally, if they were honest, they would tell you, one thing about me, when it comes to my bills and my home, I don't take chances. Even if it means spending my last on, say for instance, I got a light bill that's due, and that light bill is $300. And I look at my account, and all I got is $400 left, because I done paid everything for the month. Car insurance, rent, utilities, I even got groceries. I paid off my credit cards, all of them. And I look and I say, I got this one bill left for $300 something, but I only got $400 left. I'm actually going to pay that $300 something light bill. Because if I don't, I know next month, that light bill is not only $300, it's gonna almost double. So that's why I said I don't like to take chances when it comes to like my utilities and stuff. But that was like a lot of mistakes I made coming up. I remember living with people, man, and I thought like my only responsibility, and again, that's not now, guys. This is like years ago coming up. Somebody be like, hey, listen. For instance, I will give you guys a really good example. During my situation, right before I end up like, moving out here and getting my own place in Indiana. During that situation, what I did, I went and stayed with my cousin Tina, okay? You guys heard me talk about my cousin Tina in multiple videos. She's like, somebody that I talk to regularly. We're around the same age. Her mom and my mom were sisters. God rest both of their souls. But Tina knew I was down bad, right? So she said, cuz, you come and stay with me for a while until you get on your feet. I said, no, cuz, I'm cool. She said, cuz, come and stay with me. I have an extra room. I have a guest room, cuz. You can sleep in the guest room, for Christ's sake. You don't have to give me nothing. So finally, one day, my back was against the wall, and I was like, shoot. I called cousin Tina. I was like, hey, is that guest room still available? She said, hell yeah, cuz, come on over. So what I did, I had most of my stuff in storage, like my clothes and stuff. I had boxes of stuff in storage. So what I did, I went to the storage room and I got some stuff out of storage that had like clothes and boxer shorts, some of my work uniforms, and I went to my cousin's house. So we sat down and talked. She was like, cuz, the only thing I don't want, cuz, she said, I love you to death. I want to help you get on your feet. She said, I just don't want, you know, females and stuff running in and out my house. And at the time, I wasn't really talking to females like that. You know, like, I was going through something, so I wasn't really seeing anyone. So I was like, absolutely, cuz, I can respect that. But I also told her, I said, cuz, I get paid once a week. You know, I work a lot of overtime, so I usually won't be here a lot. So when you wake up, you won't really see me until like late evening. Because some of the overtime I worked, it was like 6 in the morning to 6 at night. So I was gone 12 hours a day. So I said, I work every day, cuz, I'm gonna be saving money. At the time, it was hard for me to save because I had child support coming out for like 4 kids at the same time. I had crazy garnishments coming out my check, insurance, 401k, this, that, and this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I said, cuz, listen, I know you're telling me I don't have to pay you anything, but I want to give you at least $50 a week. She said, that's fine, cuz, that's not bad, which is $200 a month. And so my cousin, she used to always say, cuz, you welcome to eat. I made dinner. I'm had some food cooked for you when I get home. And I mean, I was so appreciative of all those moments. And it's something I will never forget. It's hard for me. That was years ago. And here this is like damn nearly 10 years later. And I'm still remembering it. But living with somebody is not just about just paying rent, helping with bills. You have to really pull your weight. If you're living with somebody, you have to help with the yard, you know, stuff like that. Me, fortunate for me, I was really good with cars. So when her brakes went out, I was able to fix them. But the moral of the story is I was able to live with her for 1 month. And she never put me out. She was actually kind of upset when I moved. So 3 weeks, you know, while I was living with my cousin, I came to her on the 4th week. And I said, hey, cuz, I found me a apartment, which was the apartment that I did a lot of vlogs in before I moved out of Indiana. Actually, guys, honestly, that was my very first apartment ever on my own, ever. Because I was always living with somebody. Like, you know, I get with somebody, you know, we move in together, or I move in with her, or whatever the case was. That's usually how it always was. I always moved in. But I came to her, I was telling her, you know, I got me an apartment. It was downtown. It was close to my job. And my cousin was kind of hurt. She was like, cuz, you really gotta leave. I mean, you just started bonding good, now you're gonna move out. It felt good to have you here. We be watching movies and stuff. But I just felt like I don't wanna overstay my welcome. And I believe my cousin would let me stay there for a year, 2 years, because for her, it really wasn't about the money. It was about, for her, it was like, I'm able to help out another family member. You know, and I'm so grateful for that, man. So I think that's the reason why, like, I'm so used to paying everything in advance. I don't take chances, man. It's like, I'm older. And I think at my age, I really can't I can't afford to lose at my age. I can't afford to lose at my age. That's why, like, people be sending me stuff. Oh, Mr. Crier, did you know somebody said this about you? Somebody said that about you? And I sent him a message back. I said, listen, yo, I don't even care. I don't watch that stuff. Please don't send it to me. It's like I have my mind set. Like, my mind is like laser focused on like not letting no one ever bring me down again, because I've let it happen so many times. Now, a lot of stuff that brought me down, I blame myself because I allowed myself to be put in that position. So I blame a lot of my bad stuff that happened to me on myself. I always take full responsibility when something bad happens. So I do notice right here, back to what I was saying. So I can stay on topic. Me losing everything. Me losing everything the way I did and have to start all over from the bottom. It really did something to me. I mean, it really did something to me. And then when I moved out here, well, let me go back. When I lost everything, it did something to me. But when I got that little apartment, I walked in there, man, and I was disgusted, but I was happy at the same time. I was disgusted because I'm like, man, I'm not used to this. I'm used to having a big old garage, everything in a garage, all my fishing equipment, to moving into an apartment that doesn't even have doors on the room. It was a one-room efficiency. Like, you walk in the kitchen, you're in the bathroom. You walk in the bedroom, you're in the bathroom. But at the same time, it was a proud moment for me because I said, wow, I got my own place. Now, at the time, it was hard for me to get a place because, as you guys know, I do have a criminal record. And even though it's 30-something years ago, like 33, 34 years ago, apartment complexes still frown on that. And so it was hard for me to really get a place. So when they did approve me, even though I was disgusted by how small it was and stuff, I was still really happy and appreciative of the fact that I'm no longer staying with anybody. I got my own spot now. So after about 3 or 4 months, I remember when I got that apartment, I went to the thrift store. I bought some furniture for $150. If you guys go back and watch some of the old videos, you will see that old furniture. But it felt like I was really doing something, man. It felt like I was coming up in life. And then at that moment, I started distancing myself. Like, I don't want to move in with nobody ever again. I don't want nobody ever moving in with me again. And so, going into like my 9th or 10th month at the apartment, I ended up getting another set of furniture. I upgraded. My cousin Tina was selling her leather pit set, which was extremely nice. Those videos are still on my channel. And it was nice. It filled my apartment front room up. It started looking nice. I started buying pictures for the wall. Things started coming together. I had bought me a brand new in 2015. In 2017, it was like 2 years old because it was in 2015. Things that started looking up for me, and then I eventually bought me a brand spanking new set of furniture that was never used before. And so it was like a huge turning point for me. And then eventually, I end up losing all that stuff. All that stuff I had bought, worked hard for. I got that apartment. When I moved to Houston, I ended up losing all of it. So eventually, again, where I started off earlier in this video, I had to stay with my children for about a month and a half. It was almost 2 months I stayed with them and got back on my feet. And I got the house, but it's like, I tried the live-in thing for a couple months here, and it just went awful. I mean, it went awful, man. It went really, really terribly wrong. And so now, I guess, since now I live by myself, I won't trade them for nothing in the world. I guess, in a way, you can say I'm still emotionally scarred from being put out twice in the last several years and not wanting to be homeless again. Even though I had to stay with someone, it still made me feel homeless. As a grown man who worked his whole entire life, I worked at that steel mill for 14, 15 years. And it's like, I don't want to live like that and work my butt off for all these years. And just in an instance like that, it's all gone. All those years of hard working, getting up in the morning, getting to work on time, afraid I'm gonna lose my job. And on top of being a felon, an ex-felon, on top of that, already got a strike against me. Just to say I worked all those years hard for nothing. And that's just not what I signed up for. And that's probably the way I move now. When you scarred, man, you scarred. It don't make you a bad person. It's just, I had to really go through some things to get to where I'm at right now today. And I guess I'm gonna always be the way I am. And that's why I always say, guys, I don't be caring what nobody say about me. I mean, literally, I don't. You know what I care about? I care about how I feel about me. I care about what I feel about me. I am loved by so many people. And I don't just mean on this platform. I mean, I am genuinely really loved by a lot of people. And every day, I see that love. I feel that love because we can all relate to what we all went through in life. It's just like with my kids now. Repoed cars being repoed, evictions, foreclosures, house being repoed, losing jobs. It's like we don't care what nobody say about us, you know. And a lot of times we use what people say about us as a drive to make us do better, to go even harder. You know, I went from having nothing, man, to nothing, to having to bust my butt every single day. And now I'm a part of 2 of the biggest platforms in the world. And I'm making a pretty good living off of it. Facebook videos, YouTube videos. And it's like, it does feel good. But at the same time, it has its boring points. You know, everything has its boring points. Like, you could have all the money in the world and you can still find yourself bored. You know why? Because when you know that there's more out there to get, you know that there's an opportunity that you can get a whole lot more. That's why we do what we do. That's why we work as hard as we work. And we don't let nobody stand in the way of that, man. Nobody. So, on that note, before I end this video off, I do want to say again, people who sending me stuff, well, it hasn't been in the last couple, well, I think I got one message today. People who sending me that stuff, guys, y'all have to send that to me. Y'all have to send that to me. We don't really care about that stuff, man. Like I said, what I care about is what's laying in the bedroom, 2 rooms over from me. My children, my family, my loved ones. The ones who want to be here to see me grow and see me healthy, wake up healthy every day, and see their dad with a smile on his face. That's what I care about. You know, some people know some about my personal business, but they really don't know about my personal business. Despite what some people may convince you guys to believe, I am doing extremely well. I mean, very well. So, but yeah, man, I just want to just tell you guys that story about like how I came up, what I went through, the things I do to try to keep myself, you know, not having to go through like the extremely crazy struggles of life. Because a lot of us, man, are dealt a very, very bad hand. A lot of us is dealt a very bad hand. And it's like, when we dealt that bad hand, we don't know how to come out of it. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to find our way back. And then sometimes we find our way back, sometimes it's too late. You know, but I'm gonna do a couple shout outs, guys. Your boy got food. That food was damn good. Amazing. Let me do a couple post notification shout outs here before I end this video off, man. And let you guys know, y'all have a safe weekend, man. Keep doing y'all thing. And for those of you trying to do YouTube, man, yeah, it's not as easy as it used to be. YouTube changes the rules all the time. But I always tell you guys, I'm 52 years old. If I can do it, you guys can do it, man. Be a part of one of the biggest platforms in the world, man. You know, a lot of great things comes out of this, man. Not just money. Money is not the only opportunity that comes with YouTube, man. You get a lot of great sponsors, branding deals. You know, the crazy thing is, guys, I get a lot of sponsorships. I've never did not one sponsorship. Never. I never did one sponsorship. But I get a lot of them. Almost like, I think somebody said in one video, and this is just like an example, you guys always dropping recordings on each other. Guys, I've been on YouTube for going on 7 years. Have y'all ever seen me drop a recording on anyone? Not one. I never dropped a recording on anyone in my entire YouTube history. But I always hear stuff like, y'all always dropping recordings on each other. Never dropped a recording on anyone. in my entire YouTube career. But anyway, enough for all that. First post notification shout out goes to Night Owl, gang, 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 Night Owl. You are today's post notification shout out. The next one goes to Aaron Barrow. Congratulations, Aaron Barrow. And the third one goes to Sweetie Prazy, or Sweetie Prazy, gang, gang, gang. Sweetie Prazy, you are today's third post notification shout out. And you know what? We're gonna do one more. Fourth post notification shout out goes to Mary Catalano. I'm sorry, Mary Catalano, if I pronounced your name wrong, but you're today's fourth post notification shout out on the Crier family. Anyway, man, I love you guys. I'm finna great go in here and wake my little man up so we can go to the park for a little bit before it gets dark. But I'm gonna see y'all guys in the next video.